Welcome aboard the podcast, A Woman Spark with Shenik, a place to show women how powerful they are and remind them of the spark that they carry, the strength that gets us up every time, a place to feel seen and understood when we don't fully have what it takes to get back up on a hard day. This podcast is to help women become the best version of themselves during the roller coaster of life. I want to build a community of women that wants to help one another and inspire each other to become stronger and more united as we were born to be. Today we have a special guest, Jessica Majimbo. She's a writer on our Be Guided, Be Inspired community blog. She wrote a powerful article about women. She has shared her vision on what she wants for women. She's here to speak and read her article and tell us about what inspired it. The article is titled Women, the Force That Keeps the World Running. From Nairobi, Kenya, please welcome Jessica Majimbo.
Hi, I'm Jessica Majimbo. Women, the force that keeps the world running. Across continents, languages, and histories, one thing echoes with unwavering clarity. Societies are built and rise on the shoulders of women, whether history books recorded them or not. Women are icons of resilience, the quiet engine of progress, and the steady heartbeat of the community. Around the world, from the bustling streets of Manila to the quiet villages of Senegal, from corporate towers in London to grassroots organizing circles in Sao Paulo, one thing remains constant. Women are and have always been the backbone of society. Yet, they remain disproportionately unheard, undervalued, and unseen. Growing up, me and my sisters would follow our mother around for her women's group meetings, or what we call in Kenya locally, chamas. They would raise funds to either help each other out or pick a project that would benefit their local community. So it's not surprising that I grew up knowing and understanding that it is women who build a community, and their efforts in their small communities end up building the whole nation. Every nation rests on the backbone of women's work, visible, invisible, paid or unpaid. We raise children, care for the elderly, manage households, and carry emotional burdens heavy enough to fracture steel. This is the silent infrastructure that keeps societies from collapsing, the kind of labor that stabilizes a nation before policy ever does. Still, it rarely makes it into economic reports. Why do we measure progress in GDP but never in the hands that prepare the meals, soothe the cries, or keep families whole? Or is it ignored and cast aside because that's a woman's work? When we step into the labor force, whether in offices, markets, farms, or the vast informal economies that sustain much of the world, we become more than workers. We become engines of community transformation. Women reinvest most of what they earn into their families and neighborhoods, creating a ripple effect of stability, education, and opportunity. We run micro businesses from living rooms and street corners. We build digital enterprises, and we turn scraps of opportunity into ladders for future generations. Women are running organizations that do more for their communities than the government ever would. We have taken matters into our own hands and become saviors for our communities. If this isn't nation building, then what is it? Women's leadership, so often doubted yet consistently effective, continues to shape social movements and political changes across the globe. We lead protests against gender based violence, push for girls' education, build peace in conflict zones, and stand on the front lines of climate justice. Women's leadership is collaborative, empathetic, strategic, leadership that prioritizes life, leadership that asks, who is left behind? Who is unheard? Who needs protection now? When women lead, societies make decisions with a conscience. But women are not only change makers, they are culture keepers, memory bearers, and the first storytellers we ever encounter. They pass down traditions, languages, values, and histories. Their art, writing, and digital voices document injustices and honor resilience. They turn pain into narrative and narrative into resistance. Sometimes a woman's story is not written in ink, but in the way she survives. And sometimes survival itself becomes a poem. Yet, even as we build and sustain the world, we move through systems not designed for us. We face violence, pay gaps, limited representation, stereotypes, and structures that flatten our potential. These inequalities are not accidental, they are maintained. They are the architecture of a world comfortable with women's labor but not our liberation. So we must ask, how can societies claim progress while half their population still battles to be safe, heard, and valued? But still, women rise. We always rise. Girls step into classrooms once declared inaccessible. Workers demand equal pay and better working conditions. Survivors break silence and take back their power. Communities organize. Innovators create new industries from kitchen tables. We refuse invisibility. We refuse erasure. Refuse to apologize for existing loudly in spaces they were once told to enter quietly. Why call us the quiet engine that drives society when we are the engine that drives society? What is this obsession with silencing us? The future taking shape is unmistakably one led by women, not because we were given permission, but because we built doors where there were none, because we tore down walls built to contain us, because we recognized that liberation is a collective project and none of us is free until all of us are free. Empowering women is not charity. It is not symbolic. It is not optional. It's the key to national development, global stability, and a more humane world. A society that uplifts women rises with them. A society that ignores women collapses eventually under the weight of its own injustice. Women are not the supporting characters of civilization. We are the authors of its survival. We build, sustain, challenge, reimagine, and resurrect the world every day. The question is not how. The question now is not whether women shape society. The question is whether society is finally ready to tell the truth about it and act accordingly. If women ever stopped holding the world together, the world would finally understand who was holding it up all along. Because they may fear our power, but the world cannot function without it.
Thank you once again, Jessica. To all you women out there, this is Jessica's first time on our podcast and blog, but not the last. Feel free to look her up. It's Jessica Majimbo. We're going to have more writers on here, more inspirational women, just women that have a word to say about women to lift us up, and also grow us into who we are meant to be. If you want to inspire other women, please write us on the Be Guided, Be Inspired community at www.beguidedbeinspired.com. Write us and we'll connect together. Let's change the world of women one conversation at a time. Keep sparkling, you beautiful women. See you next time. Bye.